Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, before I start, just thought I'd share with you that guess what I'm getting? I'm getting a migraine. I'm literally just about to start, and then I thought, I can see my vision going. So, let's go through this as quickly as we can so that you can make some. So, I'm going to make two different styles of poppies, both of them really easy. This one is an origami style one. It's made from literally two pieces of paper and no gluing. I know, it's like, what have I gone mad? And then this one is glued and just made from some scrap paper I had lying around. But for this one, I've given you a template. Now this is my temporary template. There's a few bits of work I've got to do on it, like to neaten up edges and things. It can be reduced in size or made bigger or whatever, but I'm going to give you a template for that, and that'll be on my Ko-fi, and that'll be free, so you can just go over there and do that. Speaking of Ko-fi and Buy Me a Coffee, thank you so much to Tamara. Tamara's got a subscription, so she pays a small amount a month. And then, that way I've got a bit of a regular income in. And Jodie, thank you very much, Jodie Martin. That's Jodie with an I. So Jodie Martin bought me some coffee. So just want to say thank you, because just grateful to you. So thank you. So that just means I can help make sure that my mum's birthday goes down really well. So like I say, anything that I get in this month is going towards my mum's birthday celebrations, etc. So because lubricating the wheels of when you're trying to do full-time job and crafting and that sort of thing, it can get a bit tight sometimes. So anyway, enough of that. Don't like talking about my finances at the best of times. So moving on. So what you're going to need to make the origami one, okay, is I just coloured the stalk in black. So I'll come to that in a minute. You're going to need a piece of black paper and a piece of red paper. Now this isn't origami paper. This is a bit thick usually for origami, but you can just about get away with it. You cannot make it with cardboard. I'll be really honest with you. You'll really struggle if you're making it with cardboard. The thinner the paper, the better. That sort of craft paper that kids make with, the kids colour on and that sort of thing. They're really like coarse, like very flimsy paper, the cheap paper, that would be the best for this. So you're going to need a square of red that's 6x6 or 7x7 or 8x8, however you want to do. I'm going to make this one slightly bigger, so it's just easier for you guys to see. So I'm going to do 7x7 for mine, but that one was 6x6. So I'm going to go 7x7. Okay, get rid of that. Over there. So, and then the cardboard. So, sorry, the middle bit, the black bit on this one, because this was 6x6 on the red. The black was 4x4, and I'm going to make this 5x5. Just again, so you guys can see better when I'm doing these things. And this is really, really simple. I am literally talking the simplest thing that you will be able to make origami wise, and it looked like something. I mean, apparently the crane is one of the easiest things to make, but like when I've made one of those cranes, it doesn't look like a crane. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 6x6 piece of paper, whichever one, doesn't matter which one you start with, and you're going to fold it over in half and try and line it up as much as you can. It's a perfect opportunity to use your scoring tool. Open it back out, turn it round, and then fold it the other way in half. Hopefully I don't sound like I'm rushing. I'm just trying to beat the migraine aura that I will get. It will really start to you know, play havoc with my vision shortly. Okay, so we've done that way and we've done that way, and now what we're going to do is going to fold it corner to corner. So just go corner to corner. Sorry, just pull it a bit closer to me so that I can see. Go corner to corner and put that score line in. Okay, and now this time we're just going to flip it over and we're going to do corner to corner again. And the only reason why we're going to do it like this is it will just means that when you come to that the next stage, which you'll see in a minute, it will be much easier to do. So it's just this one is going to be on the other side. Okay, and then undo it. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second. We're just going to do this one in exactly the same way. So, and then undo it. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second. We're just going to do this one in exactly the same way. So sometimes black card has a darker side than the other. So you want whatever the surface is, face up. So, you know, if you've got some double-sided origami paper, you might want to use, you know, one particular side. So make sure that that's face up. Okay, so you're going to put this score line. Oh, try and get that better, Dave. And put your score line in there, and then again round the other way. Put your score line in, and then corner to corner. And just like we did with the red one, corner to corner that way. Yeah, and then we're going to flip it over this time and put the other one in. And you'll see the reason why when I come to this next bit. Okay, so let's come back to the red one. So the reason why we did all of the others that way round and then this one this way is because we're going to use it to our advantage now. We're going to use these. Sorry, let's flip it that way. Flip it back the right way round. So this is the wrong side. This is the right side. So this is the side where we did all of the creases up, yeah, except for this one when we folded it back, yeah. So tip it back to the way round you had it before, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use that fold that we did the opposite way around, just to bring it together so that it sort of clamshells on itself. Okay, and there you go. You can put all your folds back in it and all of that. Okay, so we're just going to put that to one side, and we're going to do exactly the same with that. So that's the wrong way up, that's the right way up. When you pop it back in the middle, you'll be able to bring these ones, again, this is the one where we folded it the opposite way around, you'll be able to bring those together and clamshell it together like that. Okay, and again, good opportunity just to put those creases in. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get this and you're going to open it up a little bit, and you're going to take this one and you're going to slot that in so that these two corner pieces sit inside the little valleys either side here. So you don't have to like do it in one maneuver, you can just jiggle it in. Okay, and once they go in, you're just going to push it down. So in theory what will happen is when we open it back out again, it'll just be two squares sat on top of each other, but they're folded in the same way. Okay, and then what you want to do is you just want to make sure that that's all the way down, yeah, and then you're just going to pinch it there just so you know you've got it all. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to have it so that the openings are this on either side. The corner facing towards you will be the folded corner, and the corner faces away from you is all the open corners. Okay, and now what we're going to do is going to fold it kite style. So we're going to fold it this way into a kite. Okay, so bringing those side pieces into a kite. Now because my paper is very thick, really a bit too thick for origami, but it's what I had, so I make do with what I have. I'm not in the business of going out and buying more paper just for, you know, a couple of things. And once you've done that, so that's turned it into a kite, you're going to flip it over in exactly the same way, again keeping all of your open sides away from you with your folded corner facing towards you, and again turn these sides all in. So that's bringing this edge up to this middle fold. So you've got like a kite shape. And then flip it this side all the way up to make that kite shape. Okay, and then you're just going to put on all of those folds. Now the reason why this is starting to get too thick is because we've got one last fold to do, that means that you're going to be folding on the bulk of it. Okay, so this is the reason why it's going to be a bit too much here, because this is really stiff. This is turned cardboard style now with all that lamination. You're now going to bring those open corners down to your closed corner by folding it in half. Okay, it doesn't matter if they all start splaying out like this. That is absolutely fine and absolutely normal. You just want to put a little crease in there now and flip it over and do the same on the other side, just to kind of keep it like that. Okay, and then you're going to flip it back, and now what we're going to do is we're going to open it out. So where we've got this is the folded corner and these are the open corners. You just want to grab that first corner, yep, and hold it down, and then fold these bits out. Yeah, so fold that bit out and then push these two sides down, so you're creating a new fold. So what we're going to do, let's just try and do that so you can see. So I'm going to hold that open like that, and we're going to push this side out and turn it into this kind of box shape on this side. I'm going to push that one out, just give it a bit of a shape with your finger and fold it out like that. Okay, so again, all of those folds now can be all put in. Okay, and now what we need to do is, just to make it more poppy like, is you're going to fold over your corners. They don't have to be accurate, they don't have to be all the same, because let's face it, it is nature, and nature doesn't worry about it all being the same. The randomness actually helps your brain see it as a poppy. Okay, so you folded all of those corners in, and now what you want to do is you just want to do the same on these corners. So you're just going to roll it kind of under itself, okay, and fold it in, and then again roll it under itself and fold it in all the way round. So all of those corners all in the same way, rolled and folded down. And that's it. That is your poppy. So obviously, if you've got double-sided, if you had double-sided red paper and it happened to have green on the back, that would be great, because that would look like the stalk then. I tried to colour mine in with black, well, and with green, and it turned black. So that's this. So because you're trying to colour green onto red and it turns it black. So if that really annoyed you, you could just wrap that with a piece of green paper, and it would be a poppy. It would be a poppy stem thing. You could have a little bit of that on there. All I'd need to do is, let's just do that for you so that you can see what that looks like. Like, there's not even any skill involved in this, Dave. They're just gluing that in. We'll just glue that down. They will with a bit. Oh, there you go. We'll glue it in there, aren't we? Yep. So you know, like I say, if you were worried about that red taking away from your imagination, you can just stick it over with a bit of green, and there you go. You've got your green stem now, and that's it. So that's the really easy, origami poppy. So that's those, and then we're going to come to these. So these are a little bit different. Like I say, this is a template that I'm going to give to you. This is my work in progress one. I will tidy it up so that it's nicer. And for some reason, my printer prints black things in grey, unless you tell it it's photo paper, in which case it does it black. So I don't know why it has to be grey on, unless it's proper text, in which case it does print it in black. It's very annoying. So, and it's probably in the settings, But you know what? I can't be bothered. So, so I'm not going to. So, okay, so now what we're going to do is going to make this poppy. So, I'm going to make it with slightly darker red, just simply because this is what I have. I've got some bits of paper and left over and that sort of thing. I'll use this piece actually. So this is a piece of my American cardstock with a bit chomped, ripped out of it. Hopefully that's not an animal that's done that. And then I've got this, which is one of the things that makes these ridges on it. Now you don't have to do that. That's just because I have it. I wouldn't definitely wouldn't go out and buy one just to do this with. Okay, so if we were using this as your template, what you would do is there's several things. You could put some carbon paper underneath it, yeah, and then you could draw on it and it'll transfer through. The other thing you can do is you can colour it over with a pencil. I don't know whether it works with these propelling pencils, I don't know what they're called. Yeah, let's try that there. See where it is. And you can do colour this over on the back. It doesn't, because you're not going to have a perfect finish. So and then you can just stick that on your paper and use a pencil to transfer it through. And it doesn't have to be accurate. This is just to give you that wavy line that you're really going to need to make it look poppy like. And you could do that and you get a very, very light, I don't even know whether you can see that, but you get a very, very light outline, and you also get that impressed edge on it. Okay, so or you can cut these out, draw around them. Lots of different ways to do that. I'll let you decide what you're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of freehand it. Okay, so because I know that you're all going to go, no, don't do it, Dave. But I am. So first of all, I'm going to just cut my paper down into, oh look, yes, I've definitely tried to cut something on that. So I'm going to cut my paper down into, I don't know, let's go for 2.5 strips. And what you want is you're going to need 6 petals. So I've given you 2 like this and 2, sorry, 1 like this and 1 like this. You make 3 of these and 3 of these, or 6 of these and or 6 of these, or whatever you wish. Okay. And then what I did was turn these into squares. Probably didn't need that many actually, Dave. 2, 3. So I didn't need that many pieces. And I just grab them, and I really don't worry about them being exactly the same. I mean, they're not even the same height. So, and all I did was, I didn't worry about this being a point at the bottom. You know, I've flattened it off for you, and then I just cut out a shape. And it doesn't matter how jaggy or whatever, jagged the top is, it doesn't matter. And if you're not happy with the shape of it, then just re-roll that. There we go. 2 there. Like, these are not all going to be the same. Like, they're not really the same size. I don't know how I managed to use a paper trimmer, Dave, and still get it wrong. As long as they're sort of the same height. Yeah, these are completely different sizes. Yeah, I cut them both together on the same guillotine. Oh well, never mind. And the only reason why I'm being a bit confident about this is because I used to teach people to make paper flowers all the time. So what you then want to do is you just want to put a cut up it. That's what this line is on here. This line just indicates that that's where you're going to cut. So again, we're just going to cut on there and cut on there. Okay, and they don't have to be accurate either. You don't want to cut it in half, obviously. You just want to cut. So you're kind of 2/3 of the way up. No, 1/3 of the way up, Dave. Get that right. 1/3 of... Don't listen to me. 1/3 of the way up. And then all I did was I popped them through here without getting my fingers involved, because that it does look like a bit of a medieval instrument of torture otherwise. So I did it so they went through sideways. Well, I tried to get it through sideways, but this thing is falling apart, and it's on its last legs. So I've just put them through so that they go through like that. So I guess you could put more than one through at a time. It's going to be misbehaving. Because I need it to behave. Oh, see, they're all going to misbehave now. They've had a word with each other, like, make it really hard for him. We're going to get progressively hard and see if he gives up. The challenge of having a migraine and dealing with non-cooperative petals. There you go. That's those. So that's all of them through there. That is all the plastic that's coming off that side, the edge of that thing. Now let's get rid of those because that's rubbish. Rubbish. Let's get over there. Okay. So then what you want to do is you want to shape these. Okay. So you can shape them by giving these edges a bit of a frill with your nail, kind of, so they're kind of going to curl back on themselves a little bit. So this is the top, and you're going to make it so that they kind of curl back a little bit on the top edge. You don't have to do that. Didn't do that with that, but I'm just giving you all of the top tips, and you can kind of then ruffle it, and then what that does is it makes it just look a little bit more realistic petal wise, and you don't need any specialist tools for this. You're going to need some glue on this one, and then we're just going to put a blob of glue there. We're going to fold it over so that it looks like it needs a wee. It's got its legs crossed. We're just going to clip it with a clip. Clip it with a clip, and we're just going to do that. The same technique on all of these. And like I say, none of these were cut in the same way. I've given you the template if you're not confident about doing it, but I'm sure most of you will just be able to do it yourselves. So just showing you the way. This is the way. I am a Mandalorian, so if you've never watched Star Wars, you'll have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. So if you have watched Star Wars, you still might not know because it's in The Mandalorian. So I'll shut up now, shall I? I won't start talking about Pokemon either. I am a bit of a geek, so like I say, just going to make that little bit curly over at the edge. Curly over. Bit of glue. Fold it over. And then use what pegs you have around. You can use paper clips or whatever. Again, we're just going to do the same on all of these. So just try to avoid ripping them, but you can absolutely, you could go across with your your aging tool, the thing that like breaks it up, or the edge of some scissors, if you wanted to make it look more antique like. That's entirely up to you. I'll take that one off there because that should be dry enough to hold that one. And nearly done. You can just roll it on your fingers. Put a bit of glue on, fold it over, you don't want to go too mad with your fold over. So let me just put this one down, glue this one down. You want, when I'm saying folding over, you want to do like this kind of thing. You don't want to be like this. That's too much, otherwise it's going to just stick up. The more you fold over, the more you bend this bit forward. So as you see, as I bend these towards me, the more that folds up. Yeah, so you don't want to go too far. And the reason why I say just curl this before you glue it is it's just easier when it's flat than when it's curled up. Okay, so you're just giving it a bit of movement, really. I think that's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm going to fold it over, and we're just going to hold that one down. Okay, so once you've got those, let's use the 3 that I've already got. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to stick them on top of each other. So what you're going to do is you're going to create this kind of cup shape, yeah, with the spaces between, and that's fine because the other ones will sit behind or in front, whichever you prefer. So a little bit of glue on the back and sit it on, and then another bit of glue on the back, and then sit that one on. Okay, so that's your one layer. Then the next layer, these are a little less curled up, so we're going to have those at the back. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on, and then we're going to sit that in the gaps between. A bit of glue. Might be a little bit fiddly just trying to hold in all those glued bits now, but like I always say, it might not be easy, but it's worth it. So it's just falling off, so I'll just put that one back on again. Always check from the front, don't just glue it from the back. Check from the front, does it look okay, before you kind of press it down. And then we're going to put another little bit on here. Pop that on there. And squeeze it together. Okay, and now you can kind of just give it a bit more of a shape if you want to get more motion to it. Not motion. I don't know. Life to it. Give it a bit more natural look to it. Just remember, if you think about a poppy, they're quite delicate looking. They're quite, when you look at the real poppies, they're really quite delicate. They're almost like, how on earth do these things stay together? Okay, so once we've done that, that's our poppy shape, and now we're going to make the middle bit. So I've given you this, and so this means that you're going to cut this out as a circle, and you're going to cut all of the lines in, and you're going to leave this middle bit solid. And again, I'm going to do that freehand. Well, freehand to a certain extent. I'm going to use a punch. That's not the black paper I was going to use, but it'll do. This is the... I've got some cardboard somewhere. I had to put it this way. I had some cardboard somewhere. I've got some cardboard here. So I'm going to use this cardboard rather than the paper. And I'm going to pop that out. Okay. So then what I did was just to give me a guide, because you've got that circle in the middle that's your guide, and I don't have a guide, and I'm jealous of you having a guide. No, it's not the reason why. It's here. I'm going to get another piece. I'm going to pop that out in a smaller circle, and that's going to be my guide. Well, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue that in the middle. In there. Doesn't have to be perfectly in the centre. Glue that in there, and then I'm just going to cut up to that bit there, and literally I'm just going to cut round. Now you don't want to go too thin, because otherwise they just easily rip off. You don't want to go too fat. And I'm just going to cut all the way around. So this is time consuming, but worth it. I mean, you could do this with a blade. If you were going to do it with the blade, I would start at the middle and work out. Oh, starting to lose the right hand side of my vision. Talk you through my migraine. It happens. I haven't started the pretty light show yet, but it's the light show that I really quite like. It's like it goes all like fractal in my vision. Okay, so then once you've done that, just use your thumb just past the middle bit and just kind of pull it in on itself. Just gonna give it a bit of a bend. Again, it just gives it a bit more life, a bit more movement. Yeah, and then you're going to alter them so that some of them stick in, some of them stick out, etc. And that's going to sit in the middle. And then what you want to do is you want a smaller one of these that's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use this as my, because I don't, oh, I do have a bigger circle. There it is. I'm going to use my next side circle and my teeny tiny weeny whiny, if I can find it, circle. Stop putting the paper over there, Dave. Get a grip. That one. That's my teeniest, tiniest one, other than a hole punch, obviously. And then we're going to put that again in the middle of there, and we're just going to do exactly the same thing again. So just snipping up. And with that one that I've given you as a template, all you need to do is print it smaller. If you don't feel confident about just doing it, you can make it like I'm making it with just some of your hole punches. And if you cut one of the stamens off, don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. You're not going to notice it. If they all fall off, then, you know, you will notice. I'll be honest. Like that. And again, just past the circle. So this is where the circle ends, and I'm just going past with my nail. I'm just going to use the length of my finger just to curl that up, and then turn it around a bit and do the same again. It just helps you give a bit of shape, and you can do that one at a time, but I just find it easier to do them all at the same time. And like I say, it just gives you that, it makes it that cup, and then you can kind of scrunch it so that some of them go in further and some of them stick out further, etc. Think of a flower that, you know, all the stamens inside, they're not all perfect. And then what we're going to do is going to stick that one inside there. And if you wanted to go smaller again, you could. I'm not going to on this one. I'm just going to stick this onto here, glue them both together, glue that into the middle. That covers up all of that connection that you've made. Yeah, and then I've given you a leaf here, so we're just going to make a leaf. And actually, I made my last leaf out of a bit of file folder. I might as well do the same again. So all I did, again, I was free-handy with it, and I kind of just cut what looks like a cactus to start with, or a mitten. And then I kind of made that a bit more. So actually I used a bigger pair of scissors because I found I got a lot. If you use small scissors, what I tend to do when I cut with small scissors is I do this and this and this, and then you don't get such a straight line as if you do one big movement with this. And then sorry, I just realised I picked it up too much. And you're just going to kind of make this, it's almost seaweedy kind of shape. Now you can make it so that they are more defined as being quite they're quite jagged. And this is not perfect. This is what you get for rushing it, Dave. You know, but at the end of the day, you kind of want it to look a little bit like see, that one was even more naive. You want it to just look a little bit. That's why that one's there. So maybe I should have used that as a template, but I don't mind. And I'm going to use that. Nice colour, lovely green, that one. I'll stick that on there. And then I even made the stem with, if you've got more time, obviously you cut a much better leaf than me, but it's not like I don't have time. I just worried that my eyesight is going to disappear. So one important thing, if you suffer with migraines, stay hydrated, please, people. So next thing I did was a piece of cardboard, and I just rolled this cardboard. So that's how I made the stem. It's just a piece of rolled cardboard. And I did have like a bamboo stick that I rolled it around last time, but can I find the bamboo stick? No. So in that case, then we'll do without. The easiest way to get it to roll is pull it across the side of a table or a piece of cardboard or whatever. A bit like when you curl ribbon. What you're doing is you're stretching the fibres on one side and the fibres on the other side are staying short, and it's kind of resisting on itself, and it starts to go curly. So it'll start to form. It'll be much easier to roll then. So then what you do is you just grab one side of it and you start rolling. So roll it up. Okay, and then we're going to put a bit of glue down the edge. Now I like to put quite the way in, so not just on the very edge. The reason for that is it's got a lot of resistance to wanting to stay as a rolled up thing. So the more surface area of glue it's got, the more likely it is to stay together. And in the immortal words of Tina Turner, let's stay together. So let's stay together, loving you forever. Yeah, there we go. So once you've done that, just give it a roll in your fingers. Press it down a bit. When you're confident it's grabbed hold of itself, all you're going to do is going to pinch one end of it, make it flat. And then that is going to stick on your back. Not on your back, but on the back of your flower. So we're going to put a bit of glue on there. And then we're going to probably do it that way round. Right, so don't press right down because you'll just make your flower go. So don't do that. Get a grip, literally, Dave. Get a grip. Once it's on, flip it over and then pinch the two pieces together. The flat bit in the middle means that you'll be able to pinch it. And you're going to pinch it together and make sure it kind of holds. And then you can reshape your flower because you've probably just messed with your stamens, etc. And there you go. So you've got your homemade flower for Remembrance, so you can have that on your lapel or whatever. And I still want you to donate to whatever charity it is for you in your part of the world that helps all of those service people that help keep our countries safe, and remember those people who have lost their lives for our freedoms. So, because I've shown you how to make something that you wouldn't traditionally donate money for to have, that doesn't mean to say I don't want you to donate the money, so please do that. But this is just a way to give you another way for making some poppies that you might want to share. If you want to make some and sell them and give that money to that charity, then absolutely you do that. So, but please don't take money off charities. Charities, especially in economic hardship, I work for a charity and I know this, really struggle, because it's the first place where people cut back on funding. So there you go. So I hope you like that. I hope that's something you might give a go of. If you want this, like I say, this is going to be on my Ko-fi. A link to Ko-fi is in the description. My Ko-fi is set up so that you don't have to subscribe to get the images that I put up there. That's fine. If you want to subscribe, that's a completely separate thing. Subscribing just helps me with a regular income, but there are other things. So there'll be free kits like this, and then there'll be other not kits, free sheets on there, and there'll be some other kits and sheets that are maybe 50p or £1 here and there. Okay, if you want to buy those, you can, but you don't have to. There is no obligation. Equally, if you want to donate some money to any of my kits, if it says it's free and it's you want to donate some money just to say thank you for giving me this kit, then that's fine too. But there you go. That's how Ko-fi works. Buy me a coffee, again, is not a subscription. It's just you can buy me a coffee here and there if you want to. So, thank you so much. When I say buy me a coffee, by the way, I don't tend to buy any coffees. I tend to spend it all on crafty stuff. More paper is usually what I buy. So I go through paper a lot. So there you go. So I hope you like those. I hope that's something you might give a go of. This one is something you can easily do with with your kids. You could get them all making these. And then these ones are a bit more complex. This one is the very naive version. This was my kind of sample one. And then this one is the one that we made together in the video. So I hope you like those and you'll give those a go. So thanks very much for watching. My name is Dash of Dave, and don't forget, I love you all without exception until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, folks. Be safe. Love each other. Share the love. Share the video, give this a like, subscribe. See you all soon. Take care. Bye. Lots of love and some hugs, and just, sorry, not the light. Bye.